Viewer discretion is expressed for the following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution while viewing this program, because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children, and not for coworkers either.
Hold on. That's not Biden impeachment. Or that's Secretary of Energy EV road trip debacle. That's not exciting. What's going on this show? Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I'm JJ, even though I have my name wrong on the screen. That is a coal-powered Deacon over there. Oh, I'm a gas-powered JJW. Yeah, gas-powered. That's a coal-powered Deacon. This is rumble.com/JJW. Also on YouTube and other places. We are your two dads. We meet every morning and we drink coffee and we talk about the news, politics, culture, pop culture, comic books, werewolves, transmissions, all kinds of great stuff. Morning, Deke. How are you?
Excellent, dude. What's up?
The weather. I was just driving my kids to school and I just got back and I rolled my windows down and I'm like, oh, it's so nice and cool. It's only like 85 degrees. It's been so hot in Texas for so long that when it gets down to 90, 95, everybody's like, oh, it's wonderful out here. The kind of temperatures that would make other people's skin boil. Just like, oh, it's nice and breezy.
50, it is currently 55 degrees in Kentucky.
Yow. Chilly. That's hair dryer down the shirt weather, isn't it?
You're exactly right.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I don't know. What do we want to do? Let's talk about music stuff, and then we can talk about the news, and then the news that's being told to you as news, and all that good stuff. Hey, what's up, Dave? What's up,
Choked
Dave?
up this morning.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, I got something. Feels like it's caught in the back of my throat. I don't know what it is.
Hey, when the weather changes, man, your allergies go crazy. You know, is it like, you know, sinuses?
And you can't take any medicine for it because the government fucking lies to you.
Oh yeah, that's in the news.
And we got to start Isn't that some shit?
Oh. Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about.
Who's the crazy conspiracy theory people? Huh? Who are they? Huh? All right. So, your song of the day. If you will look above JJ's head. Gosh,
are we still? We're not still doing Smash Mouth, right? Are we still doing Smash Mouth? No.
I don't know what this is in the back of my throat. I'm gonna have to take a minute to go.
Yeah, Deke needs a second. Here's the code.
The Discord server and get the song of the day. It's in our Deeks playlist up there. This was just a song. Every morning at about 6:20, I play a bluegrass song for it to start the day because we're in Kentucky and people like bluegrass in Kentucky. If you don't like bluegrass, you really need to probably listen to how awesome it is. It might not be for everybody. That's fine. But I play bluegrass every morning. And this was the song that I picked this morning. I've played it before. I love Old Crow Medicine Show. And so I picked this song to play this morning. A lot of folks might know Wagon Wheel, and Darius Rucker did Wagon Wheel. Well, they're really good. They're a really awesome band. So check out this one, Down Home Girl. Down Home Girl. I can't sing. But they're on tour right now. I know you're probably not in my area, but I was excited to see that they're playing at the Grand Ole Opry this weekend and Louisville this weekend, which is in Kentucky, and they're going to be back in Nashville at the Ryman on New Year's Eve. I think that would be an excellent show to go see. Old Crow Medicine Show on New Year's Eve. I might have to talk to Ashley about that one, see what she thinks about that.
I mean, how old is this band? Like, are these? Because I'm seeing a picture of young folks here, and I've been hearing that Wagon Wheel song ages and upon ages.
No, that Wagon Wheel song is not as old as you think it is.
Is it really not?
No, it's not. It's not, but about 10 or 15 years old.
Oh,
Old
okay.
Kill Medicine Show was a band that they're not very old. They're from up north somewhere. And I'm trying to remember how the story went. They were busking on the street somewhere next to this pharmacy, I think is how the story goes. You have to look this up. But I think they were busking on the street, busking. They were playing music for change, money. And a woman walked by and listened to them and heard them and stopped them and told them, my name is so-and-so. My grandfather is Doc Watson, the legendary country music artist Doc Watson. She was like, Doc Watson, my grandfather puts on this, concert farm thing every year. I think you guys would be perfect for it. And the rest is history. They were busking,
Wow.
they were a band busking on the corner, and Doc Watson's granddaughter heard them and was like, I think my grandfather would like you. I think
wow.
Perfect.
So they've been around since like 98, but they hit it kind of big around
the early 2000s.
Early 2000s?
Yeah.
Oh, so these guys are probably around their 40s now.
Yeah, 30s, 40s, yeah. I love their music. My kids are like,
that's good
I like
stuff.
The Darius Rucker Old Crow or the Darius Rucker Wagon Wheel better. Whatever. That's fine. That's the one you grew up on listening to. I'm not going to dog it. I have no reason to dog it. I prefer this one. But this one, this was a great song, Down Home Girl. Just listen to it.
I like you gotta change it. You gotta change things up. You can't do the same thing every single day, guys. You gotta mix it up.
And I figured you don't want
to be like living on a beach every single day of your life with 72-degree weather. Do you?
Yes.
No, you gotta. That does sound pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. My analogy fell apart immediately. Deacon's dying. Deacon's dying over there. We need somebody to come up with some medicine. I was gonna do the electric. I was gonna do the energy, the energy story first, but there's literally no way that I can not cover the medicine story first. So we'll just do the medicine story first. Deke put this in the show notes, so we'll just do this first, and then we'll go to energy. An FDA panel says that common over-the-counter decongestant does not work. Get
out of here.
Phenylphrine, which you'll find in like all kinds of like cough syrups and things like that.
Oh no. Hang on. Let me find the list.
Yeah,
I don't want to just say all kinds.
I got stuck here because of ads or something on NBC News.
Hang on. Sudafed PE, Vicks NyQuil, Sinex nighttime sinus relief, and Benadryl Allergy Plus congestion are the most popular oral decongestants in the United States, generating almost $1.8 billion in sales just last year. $1.8 billion in sales for a medicine that they have found doesn't even fucking work when it says it's supposed to in pill form. You're taking this shit in pill form and it's not working at all. It says the panel's vote reflects damning evidence provided by the FDA with the grain of salt there that found that when the phenylphrine is taken orally, a very small amount of the drug actually reaches the nose to relieve congestion. So you are taking a bunch of crap from the pharmaceutical company that, JJ, I have said this particular next sentence so many times. I said it not too long ago to someone. We're talking about the pharmaceutical companies. I always say the same thing, okay? It's this. If me and you opened up a pharmaceutical company tomorrow, our core beliefs on the wall, the number one thing is going to say, we will not heal anyone, because if we start healing people with our pharmaceutical companies, we're going to have to learn carpentry and auto mechanics pretty soon because we're going to be out of business. And this is exactly
people always get sick.
This is exactly what they're doing to you. I had a coworker that had heartburn all the time. He came in after me. He kept Tums up right there on that freaking shelf all the freaking time. There was a huge bottle of Tums that always sat up there. He always took them. He ate them like candy. And
I must have worked great.
Why do you do that? Why do you eat? It's my heartburn. It keeps my heartburn down. It's my heartburn. I had heartburn so bad at one point several years ago, I thought I was having a heart attack in the mornings. It hurts so bad. If you've never had heartburn, it's not burning. It's a painful pain, stabbing pain that you get. It's not a burning in your throat. It's a stabbing pain. Okay. And I used to get it bad. It hurts bad. You know what I did? I drank. I figured out what was the problem there. All right. Too little acid in the stomach is what causes heartburn, and it bubbles up and it comes up your throat, and you don't have enough acid. So I was drinking a shot of apple cider vinegar with the mother every freaking day. And I have the whole plane story with the apple cider vinegar with the mother and almost getting kicked off the freaking plane with the apple cider vinegar and whatnot.
Right.
Anyway, I took it for like 4 months. I haven't had heartburn since. I haven't had it since. And apple cider vinegar tasted like shit. You hold your nose, it tastes like crap for about 10 seconds.
Shoot it down.
It immediately killed the pain. Like you could go 1, 2, it's gone. Pain's gone. Pain was gone.
Oh, really? That fast?
Killed the pain for me that fast. And I haven't used it in years. I haven't had heartburn in years. But yet I was trying to explain to him, I was like, you do understand that that's acid down there, and all you're adding, that Tums is just a base. It's simple elementary chemistry. And you're just calming it down. You're not alleviating. You're putting a Band-Aid on a broken arm.
The deal with these pharmaceutical, especially pills, right? You consume a pill, it's got to go down your digestive, into your stomach, break apart, and then some portion of that gets absorbed into your blood and then maybe makes it through your system, right? And that either you have to take pills with massive dosage, or you got to take medicine a different kind of way. This phenylphyrine or whatever this is in this story, I know that I get allergies seasonally. Okay, a lot of people do.
Yeah,
and I would go down and get
Claritin,
something like that had phenylphyrine in it or whatever, and that shit did not work. It did not work. My wife and I found that never worked. Never. The only stuff that ever worked was an alternative allergy medicine that uses loratadine. Loratadine does work, and it keeps our allergy. But it also has a buildup factor where you have to build it up and you have to keep it at sustained levels. So you have to take it and keep taking it for it to be effective. So
do we hold the makers of these drugs accountable for lying to us for years? Do we make them pay money back? If we do all of that, is it really going to make a difference? Is it going to change anything other than people getting a check for 17 cents? It's not going to hurt the pocketbooks of the pharmaceutical.
No, I mean, like you got to take personal responsibility here and not buy things that don't work. Don't just go to the grocery store and be like, well, it's on the shelf, so it must be good.
Let me let you in on a little secret. Let me let you in on a little secret too that you might not know. When you go to let's say Walmart, and you go over to the pharmacy department and you're like, you go over, do you see the natural, the whole aisle has natural supplements. All right.
Right.
Because that's what I was thinking. Instead of Tylenol, I don't take Tylenol. I take white willow bark. It's the same thing. And the active ingredient in those pain relievers, one of the main active ingredients is white willow bark. They use that in that medicine. I just take the white willow bark for pain reliever. It's a little pill, that's all it is, white willow bark. And a lot of those natural medicines that you see on the shelves are owned by the same fucking pharmaceutical companies that make you. They're just under a different name. Nature's Way, owned by Johnson and Johnson.
Are they more expensive to do the natural?
Oh yeah, but you've got that whole mindset of the people that are like, I'm going to be healthy and I'm not going to take processed pharmaceuticals. Okay. I'm going to take grass and white willow bark. And, like me, I take white willow bark and I try to do the more natural things. But you need to realize that a lot of those natural companies that you're like, screw the pharmaceutical companies. I'm going to buy Nature's Way. Nature's Way is owned by
I'm going to give them money over here instead of over there.
I'm going to give them into this shop instead of this shop. It's the same, owned by the same landlord.
All right, this is not medical information, though. I just have to point that out because YouTube has got giant ramrod-sized stick up their ass about this stuff. This is a story on NBC News that says an FDA panel. I'm going to make sure that's on here. An FDA panel says that phenylphyrine does not work. Not me, not Deacon. Although I will agree that they are right.
This is one of the main stories in the media this morning. If you watch any media source this morning, this is one of the main stories in the news rotation. If YouTube kicks us off for that, I don't care.
Right.
That it shows what they are if they kick us off of their platform.
Just make sure
a story
you can follow us
that is in the mainstream media this morning.
You can follow Dad Deacon on Twitter. All right, guys, today's episode is you don't want to follow my Twitter. My Twitter's way worse than yours. Don't follow me. Today's episode, the Secretary of Energy had an EV road trip debacle. Deacon, you're not going to believe this story.
She ran out of energy in her car, and she probably took a long time filling up the car, and it took a lot longer than normal, and she was probably pissed off about that.
Did you read the story ahead of time?
I have not read the story at all because you just posted it in there this morning in our notes, and I've been busy as shit this morning.
Okay.
All of the stories that I posted, I've read, but I haven't read any of those. Am I even close?
Oh, you're pretty close here, bud. The Secretary of Energy. The Secretary of Energy. That's the secretary position of the president's cabinet. You can't get to a higher office that has national impact. The Secretary of Energy, Jennifer Granholm, set out on a 4-day electric vehicle road trip this summer.
I'm gonna stream this live on TikTok. Hi, everybody. We're going on a road trip.
We're gonna make a big statement about how important it is that do electric vehicles for green energy, environmental. Bring down the the whatever. She knew charging might be a challenge, but she did not expect people to call the cops. Granholm's trip went through Charlotte, North Carolina to Memphis, Tennessee, and was designed to draw billions of dollars to the White House, or draw attention to the billions of dollars the White House is pouring into green energy and clean cars. The administration's ambitious energy agenda, if successful, could significantly cut U.S. emissions and reshape Americans' lives in fundamental ways, including by putting many more people in electric vehicles. So says NPR.org, running propaganda for the government.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is an electric vehicle really going to change your life for the better that much? As the government just said that it's going to change our lives.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Really?
Well, think of all the times you're not going to have to pull over to a gas station and pump gas for 3 or 4 minutes at a time.
So if they're making me get an electric car, you do realize that they're going to make you get an electric lawnmower and an electric weed eater.
I have an electric lawnmower. It's great.
You have an electric lawnmower because you have a little fucking suburban little pansy ass yard is what you've got.
Yeah.
You've got a little sissy fucking yard that what? How do you got? A quarter of an acre?
I don't know how big an acre is, to be honest. It's like
You
I
don't.
don't know,
Okay, you
200
don't even
feet,
know how big
100
an
feet,
acre
100
is.
feet by 50 feet. So I probably got
Okay,
5,000 square feet.
Do you have an electric push mower?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
walk behind it? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Us
great.
country people,
Yeah,
we have way too goddamn much yard to be
Yeah.
pushing an electric push mower.
of
I've
course.
got a gigantic fucking gas-powered riding lawnmower that zips around the damn yard because I've got a big-ass yard that takes me about 3 hours to mow. Okay? That's where I listen to my books. And I've got to mow today because I've been putting it off the last 2 days because I didn't want to frickin' do it because it just beats me to freaking death because I've got a huge freaking yard. I've got a giant dead tree that has fell down on the back part of my property that I need to cut. Do you think a little ass, have you ever used a chainsaw? Do you
I've used a
think an
chainsaw.
electric chainsaw is going to cut a tree? Okay, have
No.
you ever used an electric weed eater?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God. My dad let me borrow my stepmom's electric weed eater one time, and I took it straight back over to his house. I was like, I could get more done with scissors. Sitting there and cutting it with scissors. There's certain gas-powered things that we need. What's going to happen, Miss Secretary of Energy? Are we thinking that far ahead? Are we thinking how far ahead these poor people? I couldn't buy and afford an electric car. If you mandated us to get an electric car right now, I'd have to go to fucking jail. There's no way I could afford a used car right now, let alone electric.
Just regular prices are a way up right now. Okay, so she's doing this tour, electric vehicle tour. I think they had a couple of different cars. I think they had a Rivian and a couple of these other ones. I don't know. So they go on this 4-day travel, and she noticed a couple of things as she was going. Let me get down to the road trip problems. One, you have to really plan in advance because you got to know where the charging stations are that will work for your electric car. Okay. Now, if you have a Tesla said, we'll just do that ourselves. And Tesla installed a supercharger network across the United States. So if you have a Tesla has done that. But for everybody else, they're waiting on government to come up with an industry standard charging plug and, government subsidies for all these electric charging stations. So the first problem is if you have an electric car and it's not a Tesla, you got to figure out where you can pull over and charge. And there's just not enough chargers. And then the chargers that are out there are not fast enough. So 4 or 5 years ago, when electric cars were brought to market, 50 kilowatts was considered a fast charging. But in the years since those have come out, some of the vehicles can take 150 kilowatts or more to charge, and so they can go much, much faster. But the charging facilities that are out there, a lot of them are out there a lot lower than that, which means that in order to charge these vehicles, it can go from 20 minutes to an hour. So you can pull over for electric gas and you could be there for an hour. So you really got to know where you can go and where it's fast and where it's not. And then the ones that are the charging stations that are out there, sometimes they're not reliable for delivering power. So they ran into all these problems. So Secretary Granholm's on her trip, some of her staff figured out like, in our next stop, we need to pull over and charge up these vehicles, and there's not enough chargers there for the convoy that we have. So Secretary Granholm sent a couple of her staffers in gas-powered cars ahead of the convoy to the next charging station, where the staffers parked their cars in their gas cars in the electric car charging spots, so that they would be available when the secretary and her convoy got there.
Are you serious?
Which means that regular people that were trying to charge their car were rolling up, and they couldn't charge their car because Secretary so-and-so's staffer had parked a Toyota Corolla in the
That
spot.
bitch wants an authentic experience. Her ass needs to wait. All right. Here's the problem with the electric vehicles. Electric vehicles are perfect for you people that live in big cities. You people that live in big cities, like
maybe, yeah, they're good.
A certain amount of people that live in big cities. You don't live in a big. I wouldn't consider you in this scenario. You don't live in a big city. You live in the suburbs of a big city. You still don't need an electric powered vehicle. You need a gas powered vehicle because you drive a long way.
Yeah, I do.
One distance, one direction.
Sure do.
You drive a long way, one direction every day.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Electric vehicle's not going to work for you. Electric vehicle wouldn't work for us in the country because the nearest big town is 45 minutes away. The other one is 25 minutes down the road, and I can think of 2 electric charging stations within 100-mile radius of me. I don't think it would work for the big city people, but I try to keep in mind when you start talking about electric vehicles, I'm putting my own experiences in mind. And my own experiences are, I would hate to drive one to St. Louis and back. If I had to drive an electric vehicle 3 hours to St. Louis and then 3 hours back and have to charge and whatnot, it would drive me crazy.
I'm wondering how much electric vehicle charging stations have been deployed in Kentucky. I just wonder. And, like Tesla, as I was saying a second ago, Tesla didn't wait for the government to solve this problem. And they didn't wait for the industry to agree on a standard. Tesla was like, we're just going to make our own stuff. We're going to put our own charging stations in so that we can sell these cars. So the private market solved this problem. And yet the government is trying to solve the problem, and they can't even charge their own vehicles. No, this doesn't need to be a top-down, push it on the people type of thing. It needs to be like a market alternative and see if people accept it or not. Okay. Anyway, so I do have the audio from the phone call from the Citizens 911 call. So this citizen called the sheriff's department and said, "Hey, I just want to call in and report. I'm here at an electric charging station, and there's people here waiting to charge up, but there's a Toyota Corolla parked in the charging spot, and they won't get out of the way. So it's causing a backup of people. People are backed up trying to charge their cars." So the Secretary of Energy had the sheriff called on her. Now nobody was arrested, and I guess they moved the vehicle before the sheriff got out there. But doesn't this story just exemplify to you the narcissistic self-centeredness of these entitled assholes that are government employees, a cabinet position? This person is, and her team,
it's the same.
No regard for common people at all.
They are completely they're disconnected from the common folk. It was something I was seeing the other day that these rich people were doing this fundraiser, and it was live like poverty. Can you survive the way people live that get paid minimum wage? And it was like, we're going to let you survive see if you can survive on these people with minimum wage for 4 hours. And it was
4 hours.
4 hours is what they did. Yeah. So they had to figure out budgets and stuff and whatnot. And they just had
4 hours
for 4 hours.
That just means they had to figure out how to make lunch. That's it.
Completely disconnected. Do you think Mitch McConnell knows how much gasoline is in the country? Do you think Joe Biden knows how much gasoline is a gallon?
Absolutely not.
None of
no
them.
way.
None
when
of
is the last time?
Fucking clue.
Although, Joe Biden probably real concerned about gas if he's out driving his Corvette, trying to get it not burned down in a house fire. All right, so McCarthy. McCarthy is announced yesterday. This is the news that you're going to see everywhere, right? This is the news that you're going to see on all the other sites and all the other shows. The Biden impeachment. The Biden impeachment is beginning. Okay. Don't get so excited, folks. Don't get wound up. Don't think that they're finally going to solve the problems. If you think that this is going to end up with a just and true outcome of righteous and honorable men finally standing up to the man and saying, you're corrupt, you have not been watching this show at all. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy announced yesterday that the House will investigate the president. This is not an announcement to impeach. This is an announcement to inquire about impeachment. Kevin McCarthy said the inquiry would focus on the allegations of abuse of power, obstruction, and corruption by Mr. Biden. Republicans have been investigating the president since they took control of the House in January, because you literally cannot do anything else when you only hold the House and the Democrats have the Senate and the presidency. You can't do anything except run committee meetings. And, big props to James Comer for just being like a dog on a bone on these Bidens. The hearings have found no concrete evidence of conduct by Mr. Biden, according to this presentation of BBC News. Even though we have bank records and testimony and other bits of information that are evidence. In a brief statement to the U.S. Capitol, Mr. McCarthy said there were serious and credible allegations involving the president's conduct. Taken together, these allegations paint a picture of a culture of corruption. House Republicans have been investigating the president for 9 months, and they've turned up no evidence of wrongdoing. White House spokesperson Ian Sams told the social media post, extreme politics at its worst. No, just off the top of your head, can you think of any examples of corruption? How about
JJ, do you want to know the number, the amount of money that we have sent to the Ukraine for aid to the Ukraine?
I would love to know that number. What's that number? In dollars.
$86.7 billion we have sent over to the Ukraine war.
Did you say million? I thought you said. Did you say
86.7 billion?
Billion.
Yeah, so
billion.
Here
a billion's 1,000 million, right?
Here is what we've sent them in increments. We sent them 10 billion, 2 billion, 2.6 billion.
Okay.
1.2 billion, 3 billion, 40 billion, 2.1 billion, 6.2 billion, 1.3 billion, 13 billion, and 1 billion. But you're probably saying, Deacon, that doesn't add up to 86.7 billion. You're right, JJ, that don't, because we've also sent them 500 million, 400 million, 350 million, 325 million, 375 million, 300 million, 325 million, 205 million, 500 million, 800 million, 400 million, 200 million, 250 million, 125 million, and 600 million. That all adds up to $86.7 billion.
That's a lot of money. How much did Hawaii get?
Like $650 a piece.
Shit. Okay. All right. So there's no way at all, though, that the Bidens could be corrupt and directing billions of dollars to Ukraine because, maybe somebody in Ukraine has evidence that the Bidens are corrupt and on the take. There's no way that Ukraine has any leverage on them like that, right? That doesn't sound plausible. So Kevin McCarthy is allowing the inquiry into an impeachment. We're going to think about considering whether maybe we ought to or ought not think about the considerations of an impeachment. This is being slow rolled as slow can roll right here.
This is from Chuck U. Schumer, and I say that in honor of the great one, Rush Limbaugh, who called him Chuck U. Schumer.
Okay.
New Senator Chuck U. Schumer, who voted to convict Donald Trump in his impeachment trials, says the impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden is a witch hunt. All right. Schumer, who spent 4 whole years trying to remove Trump from office, then had the audacity to say that the impeachment inquiry was just one big waste of time. I think the impeachment inquiry is absurd. The American people want us to do something that will make their lives better, not go off on these chases and witch hunts. The bottom line is, and we have said, you can only accomplish keeping the government open in a bipartisan way. Fucking laughable.
I don't need the government open. What do we need the government open for? What do we need it open for? I don't know. Yeah, let's make sure to keep the IRS open so they can chase us down for taxes.
These people,
or keep the FBI open so they can constrain our speech, or keep
these people are the biggest two-faced assholes on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
They will go down. This country's history is being written for 300 years from now. Oh my God, is it going to take a whole fucking professor to teach the fall of the U.S. government? And we're watching it unfold. Look at this bullshit that's going on. It needs to burn down. There's no way to get around this. There's no fix to this anymore. We have gone beyond.
There must be a way out. But
what is the
problem,
way out?
The problem is that, or one of the problems is that our legislators in this republic have been abdicating responsibility for as long as longer than you have been alive. If they have an obligation, they pawn it off to some other agency. If they have powers, they use it to enrich themselves. I mean, currency. We'd establish the Fed, decentralize that. And then like, oh, yeah, we get to like make all the money, but like, you know, if something goes wrong, that'll be really difficult to us. So we're going to make it a Fed thing. And then the Fed can, you know, print the money on our behalf. But then when something goes wrong,
to make them richer, to make their Hollywood rich ass buddies richer, the Silicon Valley elite richer, they pass their laws to make them richer, to keep more of their money and to screw us over. That's all the politicians are there for. They are not there to help the common man, no matter how much they say they are. They just need your vote and support. They are fucking lying to you. They only want to pad their pockets and their rich fucking friends' pockets. There's going to come a time in this country, it's going to be very soon, where the people are going to rise up and eat the rich. It is inevitable, because I have read history, JJ. I'm not inciting anything. I'm not saying anything like that. I am predicting I'm predicting something. I'm making a prediction based on historical evidence.
If people keep consolidating resources and power, then that'll happen.
We teach our children that. That's your dog. I keep hearing that, and that's Ruby. I was like, oh my God. I was like, what is
stop being so loud?
We teach our children that Marie Antoinette had the audacity to say, when they have no bread to eat, well, let them eat cake. We teach that to our children, that Marie Antoinette had the audacity to say that. When we're watching these fucking Instagram people go and be like, look, I'm helping rebuild, and then throw the hammer down when the camera's off and go. And we're watching these rich people like Oprah Winfrey get on there and beg me to help pay for their island that they burned down, that she didn't even lose anything. So, and we're teaching Marie Antoinette said, let them eat cake. You don't think some of the stuff that's coming out of these stupid Americans' mouths are going to be taught in history class in 500 years from now?
I think that
Oprah Winfrey,
based on,
you know, she's a billionaire and she's asking you for money. That is the same thing as saying, let them eat cake.
We don't have the ability to know historically what happened last year, really, because of so much fake information, right? So 500
You
years
think
now,
everything's fake, though. You can't watch a video anymore. You're like, that's fake. It's fake. It's fake.
I mean, everything.
But
I mean,
why
it's either a
do you
lie
think
or a
that way?
misrepresentation or anything like that.
You're gonna have to believe something. You're gonna have to believe something at some point, or everything. You're not gonna believe anything. You got to stand for something, or you'll fall for anything.
I believe everyone's lying all the time.
That's not the correct answer, JJ.
I believe liars are everywhere and they're lying all the time. Okay, so we got to move on. Let's talk about this. The United Nations, a United Nations agency, Deacon, if you didn't know this, the United Nations, that's got like more credibility than the United States, I'm sure, right? United Nations agency has declared the U.S.-Mexico border to be the deadliest migrant land route in the world. The deadliest migrant land route. It's more dangerous than traveling between any Middle Eastern countries in the world.
That's great.
Roughly half of the disappearances or deaths were connected to attempts to either cross the Sonoran or the Chihuahuan deserts, which span the borders of both nations. The UN's International Organization for Migration revealed that it had documented 700 migrant deaths or disappearances near the U.S. border with Mexico in 2022. The 686 total migrants dead or missing in the area make the Mexican frontier the deadliest migrant route worldwide. Roughly half of the disappearances were in the deserts. The alarming figures are a stark reminder of the need for decisive action by states. Enhancing data collection is crucial. Okay. Ultimately, what is needed is for countries to act on the data to ensure safe, regular migration routes are accessible. We have bridges and cars, and you guys don't have to be walking across the desert. So stop doing that. The IOM recorded 1,457 migrant deaths or disappearances in all the Americas in 2022, meaning the border itself appears to be the site of half of all migrant deaths in the New World. So, just FYI. Also, we have this little bit of information. According to a federal probe, Joe Biden's Department of Homeland Security has lost track of only 20% of border crossers that were freed into the United States. So the Inspector General, Joseph Kafari, issued his office's audit of the agency's massive catch and release network, through which officials are supposed to keep contact with tens of thousands of border crossers when they are released into American communities every month. According to the report from March 2021 to August 2022, Biden's DHS lost track of 177,000 border crossers that were released into the interior of the U.S. interior of the roughly 981,000 that were reviewed for the audit. Yep. Just no big deal. What harm could there be? What harm could there be? These migrants are all totally fine and safe. In unrelated news, Deke, we have an escaped Pennsylvania prisoner is now armed with a stolen rifle and extremely dangerous. We talked about this guy a few days ago. Remember this guy? Yep. The convicted killer who had escaped from the eastern...
This is why I'm not talking.
Oh, I was like, Deke's not interested in killers. And
this is the asshole. This is the asshole. He's been blowing that horn. He's been blowing that horn for a minute. Solid. That's why I just turned. There is one engineer that comes by. There's one of those guys that's the fucking prick. I hope when he gets off work, he goes out to his car and he's got a fucking flat tire. All the rest of the guys blow the horn appropriately. He blows it the whole way by because he knows there's a radio station here and he's a fucking dick. I hope he has a flat tire.
That might be true. Or he might be a little slow and he just likes the sound of horns.
Take up for this cocksucker, all right? He's a cocksucker. No. There's cocksuckers in the world and he's a prick, okay? He's going to be a prick and I'm not going to defend him. He's a prick. Okay, I'm not going to give him credit for anything. No, he does it every time.
No alternative theories at all.
No,
okay,
absolutely not for this guy.
I like trains. Choo choo. Could be that. It could be that.
I don't care.
I like trains.
Well,
I like
good for him.
trains.
He's a fucking dumbass cocksucker then.
All right. Danilo Cavalcante, 34, was spotted Monday night in Chester County's South Coventry Township, about 20 miles north of the jail. Pennsylvania State Police, the agency leading the manhunt, outlined the perimeter of the search area during a Tuesday morning news conference that reiterated hours later that Cavalcante is thought to be in the township area bordered by routes 23 and 100.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody knows where any of that shit is. All right.
Yeah.
So he's still on the loose.
Yeah.
Okay. He's changed his face. He shaved. He stole a gun, a rifle. Dude shot at him. He ran. He's armed. You're not going to see this guy. They'll eventually catch him or kill him.
He's probably the one and only person that is a criminal migrant. So I think this is the only guy. So once they catch these guys, nobody needs to worry about any other criminal migrants of the million people or so that the Biden administration has allowed into the United States this year. Okay. And okay, Deke, you had this story in here. I think I thought it was law enforcement, then I realized it was AI stuff. New York City has spent millions on a tech company that claims it can use AI to monitor social media and predict future criminals.
Yeah.
Deke, did you ever watch that Tom Cruise movie, Minority Report?
For bringing that up.
No? Oh, man.
Yes, I did. A stupid Tom Cruise Minority Report. It was a stupid movie with stupid acting. I watched it one time and thought, that's kind of cool, but it's stupid acting and stupid movie. I can't watch Tom Cruise. He is the worst actor on the face of the planet. He ruins every movie that he's in.
How about consider this? What if we get an AI that can eat a movie and then digitally just replace Tom Cruise with whatever actor you do?
Absolutely.
So who would you replace him with?
Impossibles with Hugh Jackman or Ryan Reynolds, or I don't care. Put Christopher Walken in there. I don't care who you put in there. All right. Put Clint Howard, for God's sakes. Give Clint Howard, little Ronnie Howard's crazy looking brother that's in every freaking movie that you've ever seen. Put Clint Howard as the main guy in the Mission Impossible movies.
I want to see that.
I'm good with that. He's a better actor by far than Tom Cruise is. Tom Cruise just looks nicer in the face. He's more symmetrical than Clint Howard is the only reason.
Now,
in this about it, that's the only reason.
In this scenario where you take a Tom Cruise movie and you replace it with Clint Howard, who gets the royalties? I think Clint it's still Howard Tom Cruise. Does. No, Tom Cruise. It's just Tom Cruise wearing a Clint Howard mask.
Nope. He's not Tom Cruise anymore. Screw Tom Cruise. He and his Scientologist buddies can God almighty. Everybody's like, oh, Tom Cruise, let's go watch his movie. Why in the hell are you just giving money to Scientology? You people don't look at it that way, but that is what you're doing.
Yeah.
You think, oh, I'm just being entertained. You can make up every excuse in the book that you want to feel better about your actions, but it doesn't change the fact that you gave money to the Hollywood studio that gave money to Tom Cruise that gives money.
I'm not responsible for what other people spend their money on. No, sir.
You're not?
No.
Okay.
No. And Live, Die, Repeat was a great movie. You still haven't seen that one. That's a time travel movie, too. Live, Die, Repeat. Surveillance Technology Oversight Project, a nonprofit dedicated to combating mass surveillance and protecting privacy, has released a redacted version of the NYPD contracts with Voyager Labs that show the department signed off on more than $8 million with the company in 2018. Voyager Labs is a tech company that says it produces AI-based investigation solutions. What do you think about AI? How would AI-based investigation solutions work? Do you have any idea? Are they just trolling your Facebook?
They probably look at every single thing about you, your social media, your history, your search history, the way that you type things. They look at everything about you, and then they use an algorithm to find out if JJ's search history and everything is this conducive to someone that would commit a crime. It is exactly like the precogs in that stupid movie, except we're using AI instead of precogs. We're throwing
Okay.
everything into the AI. And I'm going to be honest with you. I bet that AI is pretty dang accurate.
Oh, really? You think so?
I'm saying that as a personal opinion. I bet you that AI, I'm not going to say straight off the bat, but you give it a couple of years, I bet that AI will be super accurate on being able to say this person has a 70% chance that they will flip out and do this in time. So, do you do like they do in that movie and come up to your hey, JJW, where you're under arrest. We think you're going to commit a murder in 2 years.
Am I going to do that? Who am I going to murder? And how did I do it? And did I get away with it? No.
No, you're missing. You're missing.
Dude, of course they're going to do that. Yes, they're going to, or more likely, they're going to say that they can do that so that you will curtail your own expressions, curtail your own.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we already have, and I've seen this. We already have the ability for AI and computers to decode what you are thinking in your brain. Okay, so they had this woman hooked up to this thing. All right, this machine.
Yeah.
And she was watching this video, and she was just told, just think about narrating the video in your head. Think about what is happening in the video in your head. And she did. And the computer recognized the signals in her brain, and the computer typed out, there is a woman that looks very similar to me, and she's fallen off a bicycle and she looks hurt. We can already read brain signals and read your thoughts. I've seen this.
Yeah.
So
you're right. That's going to happen. That's going to be one of the feeds of the data. And your social media, your social credit score is going to be calculated.
There, yeah. Have you seen
you're
that
just
Black
gonna,
Mirror
and then you're going to be like,
yeah.
Oh, I need to get a bank account. I'm denied a bank account. Oh, because Voyager Labs says that I'm a candidate to be a terrorist.
Wait, what? Or that you thought that you might vote a certain way and they don't want you to vote a certain way.
There's no way that people would use this politically as a weapon. Right?
We need to have a long, serious conversation about the birds and the bees of politics here real soon.
Yeah.
You need to know about what's really going on.
Don't you believe people at heart are just all good?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh. They're lying to you all the time?
I'm not like you. I don't think that everyone is lying to me, but I do trust my gut. I do think that most people are good people. But it would be asinine to assume that everyone was good, because there are evil people in the world, and there are people that are going to take advantage of you. And there's good people that are put into bad situations that are going to take advantage of you. So,
okay.
No,
I'd say there are.
Do I believe there's good people in the world? Yes.
I'd say there are smart people and there are dumb people. And there are people that are inclined to be good to others, and there are people that are inclined to be selfish and, greedy. And I honestly, I think everybody is selfish and greedy, and to some degree or another. But you have malicious people that are after power that will say anything, and you have a lot of dumb people that will just believe them because they are more or less decent, and they think everybody else is more or less decent. And
sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah. Anyway,
I just had another little cute story that I'll put in our
Sure.
Discord server. So because you'll have to turn off your ad blocker, and I'm not going to do it.
These
But it's really
ads.
cute. It's about AI, and these AI chatbots were tasked to run a tech company, and they built software in like 7 minutes that cost under $1 to build. So. All right, so I'm gonna have to go. Everything's freaking out
Yep.
on me in here, and I've got guests gonna come in here in just a
All
bit.
right.
So
You want to do a joke?
yeah, I've
No?
got a joke for you. All right, here's your
Let's do
joke today.
jokes.
If you want to come to our Discord server, you can go above JJ's head, scan that, come to our Discord server, and add some jokes to our joke pile.
Or
I'm 11.
look in the description. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's doing really good.
I'm getting JJ's jokes. I don't know what's beeping on my phone here. Okay. My wife asked me recently, JJ, to go to the store and get 6 cans of Sprite. When I got home, I realized I'd picked up 7. Oh, I said it wrong. I ruined this joke. I said it wrong.
Yeah,
I
you
picked
messed
7
that
up.
up. That's too bad.
I realized I
no.
had picked 7 up. I said it wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Deke, what is a sorcerer's favorite subject in school, say?
I don't know.
Spelling.
Oh.
I can never win these. It's terrible.
No, you're terrible. Hang on. I got another one for you here.
Do over.
We're not asking that one. Not today. All right, here you go. These aren't good. I called the incontinence hotline yesterday. The lady asked if I could hold for a few minutes.
Oh.
All right, I gotta go.
All right, here's the last one. When is a dad joke a dad joke?
When it's apparent.
Oh, when the punchline is apparent. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow.